I've had it, um, oh my God, in so many different ways. It's been brought back in so many different ways. If you've traveled out to the Far East, ice cream in it's, or even just have the stuff that's imported in your local grocery store, right? Whether it be from South America, whether it be from the Far East, from Africa, from Europe, from North America. Try all these different ice creams out and try the different flavors and textures, and it gives you a sense of a literal sense, a flavor, a taste of a different world, of a different culture, of a different way, in such a way that it allows us all to appreciate what we have and appreciate what someone else has at the exact same time. Because ultimately, ice cream is ice cream, right? It's just frozen milk and sugar and all these sorts of things. But, it is yummy, no matter where it's coming from. But not all flavors. I can't honestly tell you I love every single flavor of ice cream, because I don't. I certainly prefer certain flavors over others. But overall, ice cream's always a win. I'm generally not going to turn it down. And that's all of its forms. Custard, sherbet. We have the fun Italian water ice here, the water ice here in Philly. So, yeah. What are some of your stories with ice cream and all things cold? I'm remembering like ice cream sandwiches and those little scoopable wooden spoon things that you could get from the store. They were tiny. They're about that big, you know. But I'm asking all these things because these are all things that are tied to childhood. And as I became an adult, whether I knew it or not, my relationship... Hello, Marina. Welcome to the ChiCast down in YouTube land. That one I can monitor. My favorite, she asks. You have to tell us first. I asked first, what is your favorite? I have to fill up time, so eventually I'm going to have to tell you my favorite. So I'm on the hook, but now you're on the hook. So, that in mind, a lot of what I'm thinking and a lot of what I'm sharing all comes from childhood. So when I moved into adulthood, my relationship, one, with activity changed because I started getting, big people jobs, responsible jobs, where you sat at a desk all day, filed paperwork, and mostly it was an alphabetizing thing. There was always something to be alphabetized. See, Marina is smart. She's going to wait me out and figure I got to say something before the time's up. So, French vanilla. There it is. French vanilla. That's interesting. French vanilla is a very interesting flavor. Because it's a traditional flavor, but it's an adult flavor. It's definitely an adult flavor. I remember having French vanilla as a kid and not being over the moon about it. But now, a little dab will do you. It's a nice spice just to throw on something. And that all harkens back, right? It all harkens back. So this goes back to what I was saying, the idea of being adult, because my relationship with ice cream did not change as my relationship to activity changed. Now, here's the thing. Like we discussed before, all that extra food is honestly just extra energy. When you think of fat cells, just think of them as extra energy that you have stored up. It's potential that you have to burn. But I wasn't really burning my physical potential working in a cubicle. So, continue to eat hoagies and ice cream, and you put on weight. And that's what I did there for a long time. And so, all of a sudden, ice cream wasn't just ice cream. Ice cream was now the enemy. It was something that I had to avoid, and it was something I had to fight, and it was an urge that I had to deny myself. that's really not the way of it. The time came when it was a matter of, well, what is ice cream really? And how does it fit into my overall picture of what I want for me? In other words, how is ice cream going to help me do more push-ups? Stick around. Spoiler alert, stick around. And the answer was, well, what is it? Well, it's proteins, it's carbs, it's fats. And these things are all things I need in my diet. So really, it's just a question of fitting the right amount at the right times and not overindulging. And then all of a sudden, ice cream went back to this loving thing that you see gushing out in front of you now. Because, as Marina has now said in the comments, it's so yummy. It's so good. One should not deny themselves. But you know what? I found a little dab will do ya. Last night I had a little bowl, a little sauce bowl. One scoop, a generous, decent dollop of whipped cream. Generous. I mean that. They would have charged me extra. Sprinkled Reese's Pieces, dolloped a little more chocolate syrup on there. And I was golden. Because the taste was really all I was looking for. And that's often what we're looking for in our treats and in our snacks and in our little sins, if you will. We're just looking for that taste, that yumminess. And then we'll go back to what we want. Or what we need, right? That equilibrium. Because if you eat too clean, ultimately, you get too sensitive, you know? So, we want to make sure we are having a little junk every now and then. You want to make sure you do tickle that need to treat. That's why I don't call it a cheat day. We call it a treat day. Call it a treat day, or a treat meal, or a treat moment. I'm going to treat myself in this moment. Why? Well, you work hard the rest of the time. You're putting the work in. You're putting the work in. So why not treat yourself every once in a while when you feel the need for it? That's one of the things that they do not talk about when it comes to mindfulness and whoever they are. You put the label on them. Fitness, mindfulness, it's that measure of you needing to find the things that you actually want to do, the things that actually work for you, and to work on your own natural instincts. Any program, be it fitness, mindfulness, be it push-ups, be it spin, be it yoga, you want to make sure that they're showing you how to investigate this thing, more so than giving you some kind of doctrine. Because ultimately, if you're just chasing a doctrine, you're chasing a desire. You're chasing the ice cream. Same way I was kind of chasing the ice cream as an adult. And instead of doing that, what we really want to do as a mindful individual is approaching this from the standpoint of doing what is best for me. We want to make sure that our steps, when we take them, are valuable to us. So if ice cream is your favorite snack, don't cut ice cream out of your diet when you first start to do your fitness journey. The one thing that I found is that as you improve, as you get better, as you get stronger, your body starts to tell you exactly what it needs. As you push yourself, as your goals become being better at what you're doing, as opposed to chasing a particular body type or shooting for a number on a scale. As you try to be a better soccer player, a better weightlifter, a better, what do they call the folks that do the spin? Tell me in the comments. People that spin, let me know what your inside name is. For all my cycling, I don't do any indoor spin, so I am legitimately curious. Let me know what that insider track is. So if you suddenly, or like me, I have a metric century coming up in 2 weekends. So, and of course on schedule, yesterday I popped 2 flats on the trail, and one of them was a fail, and so I had to cut my ride short at like 10 miles. It was awful, but anyway, I have two weekends to get ready for my first metric century up in northern PA, and me knowing that I have that coming up, me knowing that I have to be in the shape to go 62.5 miles on one run, ultimately means there's certain nutrients that my body just needs to get through it. And so when I'm on my rides, when I'm at the cafe, when I'm at the peak, the pinnacle of my training, I want less sweets, or the sweets that I do want, or more like different kind of breads, like fruity breads, or even baked goods. I'm not going to lie, I'll throw a baked good down, a decent muffin when I'm training. But again, that's good, healthy carbs, not quote unquote healthy, but that's good carbs that if you're just going to burn it, if you're going to use it, if you're going to put it to work, there you have it. Right? So, but again, right now what I'm eating a lot for sweets is fruit. Lots and lots of fruit, because that gives me what I want and what I need at the exact same time. That's what my body is craving right now. Now come December, after my training regimen goes down and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I'm gonna crave the candy and sweets again. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm losing my spot here. We were talking about ice cream. So as you get better at what it is. So here's the thing. How does this work on the mindfulness course? If you're trying to be more zen, you're going to have to practice being zen more. You don't just suddenly become zen. Just like picking up a weight and putting it down doesn't instantly make you Superman. You absolutely have to put time and effort and practice into these things. And here's the thing. When you step out on that ledge, the hardest part is how the world is going to interact with you. Oh, you're the Zen guy. You're the chill lady, lad, person. Aren't you supposed to blah, 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 blah? And the answer is no. Life is not a punching bag, and this is not a contest for us to beat you up until you break, and if you break, somehow you win. That's not how it works. Every time we break is that moment of return and reflection to learn, because that situation is going to come up again. And when it does, yeah, you failed it the first time. Failed, you made a happy accident. But that accident is now a learning moment. And the next time you find yourself in that interview, in that conflict, in that moment where you want to push, but you absolutely know you shouldn't, you take that moment and you reflect. But you gotta hurt yourself a couple of times before you actually adopt that. Most of us. Some of you are smart. Some of you amaze me. You see the rest of us do it, and you just follow suit. And I like that. We could learn a thing or two from y'all. So, tell me, what are moments where you've made happy accidents in the past that you've learned from? Be they mindful, be they physical. Everything is mindful, and everything is physical, right? If your brain shuts down, the rest of your body shuts down. If you have a lot of caffeine, your whole body's awake because your brain's alive. So you and your brain are no different. As you exercise, your brain gets stronger. The neuroconnectivity between all your synapses increases and grows. So you are your body. Your body is the machine that is bringing the essence of the universe manifested in you right now around at your Volvo. Make sure you get it maintained and take care of it. And so fitness and mindfulness, they go hand in hand. It's not a mistake that exercise gives that extra boost to one's mental health. It's not a mistake. We were meant to move. Our bodies are designed to move. When I hear folks my age complain about how they're old and how they're aging, like my brother Rodney, who dropped in the comments, can attest to, when you invest back into your exercise, invest back into your body, you find that a lot of those aches and pains, in fact, do go away. Now, it's hard at first. Of course it is. It's the same as looking at the ice cream and saying, I can't have you all the time. I could as a kid because I was on my bike all day. I was playing all day. What did it matter? Everything you ate, you just burned. But as an adult with a real job, I had to cut that back, and that was painful. That was extremely painful. But what it gained to me was a very healthy relationship with the ice cream, where I can have it, just a little bowl of it, and be completely sated. In fact, I was debating whether or not I should have the smoothie over the ice cream, only because I'm getting ready for that metric century. But the ice cream will go bad, you know? I gotta think about this from a pragmatic standpoint. You don't want it to go to waste. They got the other parts and components to this thing: the whipped cream, the chocolate syrup. It's a thing. You don't want them going bad, and it's summer. You don't want the Reese's Pieces melting in the bag. That would be bad. You don't want that. So I went with the ice cream. Anyway, the key at all times, as you know, follow your heart. If you don't know what your heart is saying, it's just a sign that we're not listening to our hearts. We're not in tune with it. When I didn't know what to eat, it's because I wasn't in tune with me. Now, that's not to say that I didn't go out and get educated and learn about nutrition and learn the science and the physiology behind how these things work. It's not to say that this was a passive, and it came to me. No. But it was to say that as I was willing to accept certain things were myths, I wasn't going to get in shape in 30 days. I wasn't going to be able to do this giving up the things that I loved. I was going to have to accept the progress that loving ice cream was going to allow me. And eventually I got to a point where loving ice cream became true love. It wasn't an addiction. It wasn't a lust. It became a true love of ice cream. And that's the beauty of a mindful life, the beauty of a mindful touch. And just like that, we come to the end of our ChiCast today. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining me for our ChiCast on this fun little romp through our memories of ice cream. Do let me know your best memories of ice cream. Let me know your happy accidents that you learned from. And let me know your favorite flavors in the comments. And while you're there, do make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're making that push. You're noticing me here a lot more often. There is a schedule, but not one you're going to be paying attention to. So thank you. Thank you for joining me when you can. And until I see you next time, remember, keep everything simple. Be patient with everyone. And above all, treat yourself with compassion. Until